Welcome back to Night Mind, friends. Hey, I said you'd be seeing me again real soon, didn't I? I'll admit it, I've got a digital horror appetite going on right now, especially for anything that feels like old internet, and couldn't resist following up quick with another bite. And this one is a bite, but when it's coming from the creator of Gemini Home Entertainment, it's much more like a meal. And the best part, this is going to inform so many of you in your learning as creators that I absolutely have to cover this. At 6 videos totaling just shy of 10 minutes together, Morley Grove is a quick little spine tingler, but it is going to give you a chill. One of the videos in this series is exactly the kind that would have gone viral online in the early days of YouTube and caused thousands of viewers to lean back from the monitor or slowly tilt their laptop screens, then immediately send it to their friends. Inventive, haunted town, media mixing digital horror is exactly how I build this, and of course I want you to check it out before we proceed. Links in the description, and again, if you need even a single reason to give this a shot, it's by the creator of Gemini Home Entertainment, one of the premier analog horror juggernauts. Have you got 10 minutes to get creeped out and experience ancient YouTube again? Go on, take a trip to Morley Grove. I'll wait for you. All set? Everyone who went to watch it alone seems to be back, so come on, I know you want me to accompany you. It's okay. I don't blame you. This one's freaky. Episode 1, simply titled Morley Grove, is quite a trip back in time. YouTube in 2009, screen recorded with Bandicam. The channel's Super Pilot Jordan presents the Morley Grove specters through missing kids' photos that turn creepy. At the bottom, we see the description. Kids' faces in Morley Grove, Tennessee turn all messed up before disappearances. 1969 proof. The first half of this video is exactly what it says in the title. A slideshow of old photographs of children in Morley Grove, with close-ups on faces that don't look quite normal. The first few moments are a hard sell. Blurry, smooth, easy to mistake for a natural side effect of zooming in on old photos presented in 2009 video quality. But this one looks deeply wrong, like a hole where the eye and mouth should be, and that mouth is too low on the face. And just as the picture cross-dissolves to another, it cuts to a new media clip. But if we pause and roll back a few frames, we catch the outline of an impossibly tall, dark silhouette of a man at the edge of the woods. A Morley Grove specter. The audio clip that follows is an alleged recording of the apparent specters, captured in February of 2007. Plenty of ghostly wailing mixed with drawn-out human cries, and lots of wind, a soundscape much like a haunted forest. Morley Grove's opening video is one of the best establishing sequences you can hope to create if you're making an old internet horror tale. This recaptures the feelings of early YouTube and its fervent ghost evidence uploads with all the goosebumps and grim curiosity they invited. The atmosphere is enhanced by the appeal to authenticity of the time. The early YouTube layouts, the Bandicam, the style of the video at its center. Coming across anything in this fashion in the beginning years of YouTube was half thrill, half chill. An invitation to look at something that shouldn't exist, and it drew you in as much as it made you want to back away. One of the best creative touches here is in rewarding the curiosity of viewers in modern day. Videos like these compel us to lean forward and observe, to catch the details in the picture and see whatever it is that defies the norm. There wasn't much you could do back then to catch things frame by frame, or at least it wasn't common knowledge. But here, we're given the opportunity to spot something in the quick change between visuals. That desire to find what you shouldn't, given the ability to do something about it, gets you a result. The sounds of a Morley Grove specter too add to the legend and insistence on capturing evidence. A bit of visuals, a bit of audio, both still mysterious and in the atmosphere of potential internet hoaxes. This is very well crafted and suited to the time of its setting. It really nails the intro and gets us into the atmosphere immediately. Episode 2, Birthday 2005, opens with old live-action footage, always an appreciated inclusion. It's very scenic, giving us a greater idea of what Morley Grove looks like, how it feels, and ends when a young boy enters the picture. We then go to a slideshow for Dustin's birthday in 2005, with all instances of his face blurred. It spans more than 1 year, and you can tell by the setting and the clothes. And in this image, Dustin's blurred face is looking much more like the images from the previous video. The eyes are like holes, the other features smoothed away. As the photos continue, we again come to a quick change. Pause it in time and take a look. Besides Dustin being here, it's difficult to discern what we're supposed to be looking at. Many people who look at this may go for this darker element in the background to the left of Dustin, but here's what I'd like to bring up about examining this image. Suppose we're meant to be looking for the specter from the previous video. He was much, much taller than whatever this is supposed to be. It's not that this isn't definitively the focus point, it's that I'd like to bring in another possibility. Not what's standing out, but what is failing to actually blend in. Look here. Are we absolutely sure this is a tree? Why is it blurrier than the tree directly next to it, less uniform overall? Why is this entire section blurrier? Look how faint the base of what you think at first is a tree is, and notice how far it extends up. That's more of a match for the height of the specter. This is what's fun about a setup like this back in the early YouTube days. You really do have to consider multiple possibilities for what's in the picture. It isn't as clear, and it keeps that morbid fascination burning. The video recorded with Bandicam ends the same way it began, with Dustin's birthday message, finishing a segment that achieves what everyone loves in horror, but is seldom executed so well. A chilling clash of flavors. It's a kid's birthday compilation, complete with a gentle acoustic song in the original video about a mother's love for her child. And every step of the way, we have reason to be on edge, uncomfortable, dread mounting. It's nothing that's in your face, and it's as believable a composition as you could hope to make for something in this concept. The work is being achieved with calm confidence in its construction, understanding the assignment perfectly. The next episode, Morley Missing, takes us back to early YouTube, now in the comments section for the Dustin birthday video, which seems to have been presented by Super Pilot Jordan, the original Morley Ghost Specters uploader, and the birthday video music that plays in this section is our audio clue. The back and forth in the comments section gives us context. Jordan doesn't know who uploaded the original video, but believes Dustin is a Morley Grove specter, and will be posting more proof in the next video. Sure enough, Bandicam footage follows of an unknown website dedicated to Morley Grove specters. The children shown were all last seen in 1969, including Dustin somehow, whose picture is missing. But if Dustin was last seen in 1969, why was his birthday celebrated in 2005? Were all those pictures really that old? The video continues, showing another section of the site relaying accounts of the paranormal activity in Morley Grove. T. Burke writes, "My elementary school friend Pammy became a specter. I was staying with my aunt a half-hour away, so I wasn't at Morley Grove. My mom was, though. She saw the Morley man." Another writes, "I knew a guy who said he saw it take one of the kids. He told me it must have been at least 20 feet tall. He said that when it looked at him, it stole a part of his soul." An anonymous comment goes, "When I was still working, we would get calls from this terrified woman who was convinced that someone was stalking her son. She was absolutely adamant, but couldn't provide any real cause for her suspicions. No matter how hard we searched, nothing came up. I think everyone figured she was just paranoid. I still feel guilty about that." Chelsea J's account is the most terrifying. "I must have been around 12 at the time. I was sitting on the couch right across from Roy. He was a couple years younger than me. I was on the couch that sat against the main wall, so I wasn't able to look out the window. I remember I was showing him this toy truck I had, and for a second he glanced past me out the window. It took him right then and there. My mom was in the kitchen when it happened. She screamed. Now we have the early YouTube videos and this website of evidence and testimonials. Two elements of old internet ghost story presentations, both of which deliver the atmosphere of intrigue and dread. It's such a simple thing, but so effective, and again, it brings us that base of realism that also appeals to our memory. Next up, we have Morley Drive, recorded January of 2010.
911. Okay, they're there right now. Do you know who they are? Okay, are you safe right now?
No children in the household. What purpose was there in leading someone to this location? Was it just ghostly activity? A haunting from a victim of the Morley man? No further information is given in this upload. Here's what we do know. That audio isn't clean, though it did work over the line originally. Maybe further episodes will inform us. The next is titled Morley Ghost. 2 minutes, 12 seconds of footage, almost entirely stationary. Now, I can just walk you through the relevant points, or I could give you the experience as genuinely as I can in the environment of the office here. And I believe that's exactly what I'd like to do, because this is one of the most effective pieces in the project, and you deserve to know it. For a piece that stays in one spot, There was quite a lot of activity, wasn't there? Now you know why I wanted you to watch that uninterrupted. The audio is immediately of interest. If you take the speech from the first portion and reverse it, you can seem to make out words. The ambiguity in presentation observed all along in Morley Grove certainly continues here. We can make out "help me," but the rest is largely up to interpretation. To me, it sounds like, "Help me, he's here right now. Help me, please. Help, he's hurting now." The straightforward voice heard later in the video is along these lines. "Help me," and then some third word, difficult to make out. In the video, you may have noticed there was definite activity in the shadows. Tough to discern, but again, that's the nature of the project. The realism of digital horror more than 10 years ago. There is activity, you can see that much, but details are lost, and you'll try to find them over and over, convinced there's got to be a way. And as for the sudden massive shadow, the howling wind, I think that's the signature of the Morley man. And soon after him is something else physical that rushes through the room and hits the camera. A great, effective, very earned scare. Intrigue and dread mix so excellently in the Morley Ghost upload. You watch, you wait, you do get plenty, and you're hanging on, staying through the chills right up until it can get you at the end. And it's not even a jump scare. Plenty of people have jumped, but it's no jump scare. This is a creator who absolutely knows how fear works and how to nail the target off the build. And the final episode for now, Birthday 2010. Ghost child scares couple out of home. Morley Grove couple puts house up for sale following ghost 911 call. An article by Peter Lincoln, January 17, 2010. This puts it right after the events of Morley Drive. What follows here is another birthday video for Dustin, now in 2010, which brings back the same acoustic loving music as the first. And in the opening and closing photo, even with the blurring, we can tell that his face looks so much more horrifying. In the photos that follow, we relive the scenes from the first birthday video, now with Dustin missing entirely, and even get the quick photo from earlier at the park. Dustin is gone, and so are both of the potential scary figures from the first picture. The one closest to him, and the tree that probably wasn't a tree. With this kind of difference, I think we can make the assumption looking at both pictures that the potential figure closest to Dustin was actually an object he was holding, and the Morley man was the false tree. Two still images come next from the Morley Ghost video, now with a blurring rectangle around the dark section where activity was clear, which means it was Dustin in the shadows, and I'm guessing this was the house on Morley Drive. Dustin was probably the ghost caller. In the last still image, looking deep in the shadows, it's hard to make out details, though it's clearly trying now to give us the chance and... Oh, I see it. I finally caught it, just as I was getting to that. I turned my head to the side, leaned back a little, and it came into focus. I'm not even being ironic when I ask this. Do you see it? I'm going to do my best to illuminate this for you. Hold on. There he is. The huge gaping hole on the right. That's where his eye should be. You can see the rounding of his nose in the center, two darker spots where his nostrils are, and the mouth is like a long slit now, with some kind of break in the middle stretching down into his chin. No idea about what happened to the other eye, if he's even still got it. That's absolutely a humanoid child's face, though. That's Dustin. The interesting element is placing this on a timeline, though. Dustin looks so much worse than this behind the blur in the 2010 video. When was the Morley Ghost video? Did it precede the phone call that ran the couple out? There is an element of the paranormal event occurring in Morley Grove that we've already witnessed but are able to confirm through the video. The Morley man, or whatever is showing us this photo, is capable of media manipulation. The audio in the phone call was distorted on the child's end, and now Dustin is disappearing from old birthday party photos. We also don't know who's uploading these originally because we're mainly getting them through Super Pilot Jordan, and they don't know who uploaded the videos. What is the implication in Birthday 2010? That the Morley man can erase evidence of a person's existence? Message received. As of this moment, there's nothing else to show. The creator of Morley Grove and Gemini Home Entertainment, RemyAbode, informed viewers about a critical PC failure in January of this year, which halted progress on both projects. There's been no update on the situation, but as with all creators, I wish Remy the best and I highly encourage continuing their excellent work when and if they choose to do so. As for all of you, I highly encourage subscribing to Remy to get more of Morley Grove or the updates that may come in the future. Remy also does have a Patreon, so if you're a fan of this, Gemini Home Entertainment, or both, you know just how to support in a way that may be very helpful to Remy. And to the prospective creators inspired by this work, you've just seen one of the best examples I've ever come across of truly effective digital horror and how to produce fear, dread, and prominent scares with realism and to do so quietly. There are those who, if given the task of making Morley Grove, would have chosen to bog down the videos with sudden interruptions of deep-fried images of the Morley man over loud noises and cryptic threatening messages displayed on the screen, where the ghost of Dustin tried to tell you, the audience, also in a cryptic fashion, what happened to him. And all sorts of other things that would have ruined the atmosphere and engagement, but so many people do it anyway thinking it's scary, and I'm really glad to experience a project that is so competent, so intelligent, and knows how to nail the execution without getting up in our faces. It's refreshing, it's invigorating, it's restorative. It's actually intelligent and respects you as an audience, and it trusts itself. It's what we need more of. This is scary. This is dread. This gives chills and goosebumps and makes you believe while observing that something paranormal is tampering with technology and media in ways that intimidate while also indulging your morbid curiosity. You guys want to learn how to do effective horror and leave an impact on your audience? Study what Remy did here. It's even better work for establishing realism and scaring with competence than Gemini Home Entertainment. And you should study Gemini Home Entertainment too, because I've gone through that on Twitch with the live viewers, and out of the analog horror projects that are big celebrated names, that one really does deserve it and is an example to learn from when it comes to making unique, strongly crafted work. And that's all for tonight, everyone. Thanks to RemyAbode for making Morley Grove, and great luck to you in your PC solution and whatever you're working on currently. No rush, everybody is patiently waiting. Creators need to be reminded of that sometimes. Thanks to all of you for watching, and thanks to my supporters on Patreon, who have been with me long enough that the early years of Nightmind will very soon belong to the term old YouTube too. You can support the mission of Nightmind to keep celebrating and studying awesome nonfiction like Morley Grove for as little as $2 a month. And it also helps me maintain the Nightmind Index for new and undiscovered projects. It's where I found the truly awesome digital horror game story I just covered, Vermis Malum. Check that out next if you haven't. It got viewers flooding the comment section with all the discoveries and connections they made watching. I appreciate everyone who contributes to the Patreon. You really make Nightmind possible and allow me to keep working for the unfiction field. And as I've mentioned recently, I am on Twitch continuing coverage of projects live, which enables me to get to more projects and creators more often and share the experience with you as I do the work of Nightmind in new territory. Right now, I'm finishing out the time on the clock for the model I debuted with, and now that I've announced it elsewhere, I can announce it here. On July 20th, I'm back in exactly the form you know me best, stronger than ever. with an evolutionary touch or two. I'm coming back. Thank you for being patient while I fought my way through the anime Ikemen curse. I think I'll report that to the SCP as soon as the debut night is over. Thanks for joining me in the dark again this evening. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and just like our new ghostly friends in Morley Grove, you'll be seeing me again real soon. Until next time, sleep tight.